All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Chad's Home. Today, I'm with Makeout Reef. What's up, guys?
What's up?
How you doing?
I've been trying to get this together for a while now, so I'm a big fan.
Since like
Thank
the
you guys
first
for coming.
episode, like that, like I saw that with Beach Bums, and I was like, oh, I want to be on the show.
Dude, hell yeah, man! Thank you. I feel the same. So I'm glad we finally made it happen.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Are you guys like Spongebob fans? Is that where the Makeout Reef comes from?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Oh yeah, we're definitely SpongeBob fans, but
That's what made me want to join.
It affects the band. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know if people like cringe to the name because they know it's from SpongeBob.
I have to explain it to a lot of people.
Oh yeah. What do you explain to them? Because I don't.
A lot of people ask me where we got the name, and I have to tell them, like, explain the whole entire episode, basically. Yeah, so.
It's so good. Yeah, were you just watching and like that's...
I don't know. I came up with that name way back when I was like 14. Like, that's when I wanted to start a band.
Okay.
And like, I got it because of Surf Curse. Surf Curse got their name from, I think, like a Brady Bunch episode. And like, I was like kind of thinking like that, and I was like, oh, Makeout Reef sounds cool. Like,
okay.
It's from a SpongeBob episode.
Nice. I love it. And then you guys are from Orange County, right? Like born and raised?
We're like separate, but like we're an Orange County band because that's where we play mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Orange County, and they're like...
I'm from Long Beach, and we're all from different places. For the most part,
Got it. And when did you start the band? You said when you were 14 is when you started thinking like, I want to make music.
Yeah. I started when I was 14, and I just wanted to make a band, and like at the time I didn't even know how to play anything. I just knew that I wanted to be in a band and I wanted to be the singer.
Oh, cool.
And then like it was like I started when I was 14. I wrote like songs on my own because then like I didn't have anyone, so I was like, oh, I might as well just like learn guitar.
Yeah.
And so I learned guitar, and then I started writing songs, and then around 2016 is where I found Liam and the other members.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
We were all in jazz band together.
Yeah.
Like me and two other of the members. That's how we all met. They came up to me. I was a drummer in jazz band, and they asked me if I wanted to be part of the band called Makeout Reef. I was like, oh my god, that's what it's called. I was like, no way. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Did you always play drums then? Like...
Yeah, I've played drums basically my entire life, and I've played piano and guitar for like the past year, but yeah, just drums since I was little.
Nice. And then when did you join?
I joined fairly recently, maybe I don't remember.
Year?
Yeah, like last year.
Or like the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I was actually filling in as a kind of backup drummer because Liam couldn't always come down for certain shows because he kind of lives in San Luis Obispo, apart from
for college,
Long Beach. Yeah, for college.
Okay.
So I would just fill in on drums, but now I just like switched to bass.
Oh, cool.
He plays bass. Yeah.
Nice. Multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then Runaway was the first Makeout Reef song, right?
Yeah, that was like the first song I've ever written.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
And it was like, it was crazy. Yeah, that was the first song I've ever written on guitar. Yeah, I made it with my brother, and yeah, it was way before I met like Liam and like the rest of the members. And then like when we got together as a band, like I showed it to them, and then we just like it evolved into the album.
Yeah. Most of the demos made it onto Existential, right? What was that process like? Were you like the recording process?
Well, we recorded it with one of his brother's friends, actually, and she lives in like the Irvine area. So that was when we were most of us were in high school, and we would go over to her house after school, and we would record basically that whole album within like a few days. So
wow.
It took kind of a long process after, like just fixing everything up, but I think we did some of it pretty fast. It was all thrown together.
Yeah, like we had all the songs ready and like the ideas, but like recording was pretty long. It took us like maybe like a year and a half to like complete
to complete everything.
Yeah.
But when we would go in, we would finish them kind of fast. But it took kind of a long time.
Did you always have that picture, the cover art in mind for Existential?
I had an idea for it to be a picture of us, we had a friend who's a photographer, and I just hit him up and like, oh, we should have a photo shoot in LA and do something. And then that just became like the album cover.
Nice.
Yeah, we had like a whole big photo shoot that day.
Yeah, that was on like a
Yeah.
active train track.
Yeah.
Which
It was
is
like,
pretty
yeah, we didn't know where to go. It was like late at night. We didn't know where to go. We were at a random train station, and then we were also near
We were in like a burger parking lot.
yeah,
like of a burger place.
we were at a what's the burger place called? It's important.
I don't remember.
In-N-Out.
Shout out to the burger place. But yeah.
Nice.
And then we like went over with him and like made it on Photoshop, and it was
Nice. So Existential, I think it's a very aptly titled album. I think lyrically, you guys, something I respect is you guys kind of tackle these more like heavy issues. Like in She's Not Right When You're Like, Are We Dead? Are We Dead? It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know came out afterwards,
After
just
the
kind of
album.
questioning
Hmm.
what life's about and things like
Yeah.
that. Have you always kind of viewed life through like an existential eyeglass?
I don't know. Like, our band member at the time came up with that name, and it was just a song title for that one song on the album, and then it later what should we call the album? And then we're like, let's just call it what that song is.
Got it.
I don't know. It's like when I wrote She's Not Right, at that time I was kind of like going. That whole album was kind of like everything that I was kind of feeling at the time when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote all those lyrics when I was like 15, 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
And that was like at the height of like whatever a teenager would go through
Right.
at that time. And like for She's Not Right, I actually freestyled all those lyrics.
Oh,
like
wow.
they all just like, I was on the demo, I recorded it with my brother, and I just like freestyled, and then all those lyrics became like the official lyrics for the
Wow.
song. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
guess it's like how I actually felt.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. So.
Okay. Yeah, and Montezuma the same way. I don't know. For lyrics, I ideally try to make it as personal as possible, or like try to convey some emotion to
Mhm.
it, you know. And I try to be honest,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially Montezuma. That's my favorite song, honestly.
Yeah.
But-
No, I love that perspective and just like being concerned with some of the things that you were talking about. It's really cool.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
at such a young age, that's really impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. So with the new music, are there any just like old demos that didn't make it onto Existential that you guys are revisiting, or is it all just from scratch new songs, or like what's going on?
I think
Yes.
just new, quite a few new songs actually.
Yeah, like yes and no. Like there's some songs that are new that kind of were made that I wrote around the time of like when Existential was ending and like Montezuma, that era of like songwriting. But everything lately, it's just from scratch. Like for these upcoming like singles, EPs, or albums, or whatever. Like I've been like writing all of it pretty much.
Nice.
And yeah, and like still trying to, I have to bring it to them, and like, and then we'll fix it up all together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it tough? So you mentioned you're now in college in San Luis Obispo.
Yeah. that's right.
Is it difficult being in the band, like being so far from each other, or how do you guys
Yeah.
make that work?
I
Yeah.
would say so.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but I like coming back every weekend, or well, not every weekend, but I try to come back as often as I can to play shows. I try to not say no to shows just because of distance, but yeah, I definitely come back.
Nice.
There's definitely like there's a big music scene up there that we've been trying to. We've played a
gonna
couple
say.
shows in the San Luis Obispo area.
Mhm.
We're gonna be playing some, hopefully soon, some recording sessions up there. But yeah. I try to make it down as much as I can
Yeah.
to play shows.
Dope. Are you guys both in school as well, or
Yeah.
just
Just
locally?
yeah.
Got it. Nice. So you're speaking of the new music, something more complex. Is the style of the songs kind of similar to Existential, or is it going in a new direction?
Yes. kind of similar, kind of more mature. Cause like, again, like I wrote all those songs when I was like, I wrote like lyric wise, I wrote a lot of those songs like when I was 15, 16, 17. And so I guess like subject matter of the songs would be a little bit more mature and different. No, you're fine. I was afraid that would happen to me. But also like instrumental wise, like on this one song that we've been working on for a while called Snafu, it's like very complex. Like
Yeah.
it's like
It's nothing like the songs that we have finished in Existential, I feel like, at
Yeah,
all. It's like
really-
it's like kind of a compilation of a lot of parts from that album, and they kind of all like fit together and make like this more ornate kind of
Yeah.
song. So I
Oh
don't know.
wow.
when we were making it, when we first started making it, I was very into like a Pet Sounds phase and like trying to like make it complex and add, you know, like string section and like some piano and some very like, and like a bunch of like samples of stuff too. Like we have like a train sound on
Yeah,
it.
there's some-
and, like,
there's some rain music.
some
Yeah.
rain and thunder and stuff. And like I don't think like all of our songs in the future are gonna be like that, but like that's like a big thing that we've been working on for a long time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So really getting into like the nitty gritty of adding tracks and like
yeah, like
producing.
like songwriting and recording is really important to us, but just the way things are set out with like location of where we are has like been hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one's all been recorded like entirely by us. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh, cool.
That's something new we've never done
Yeah.
before. So
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any sense of a timeline or anything?
All we need is the string section part.
everything else is finished.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Nice. Do you already have like a string player that you're gonna?
We had ideas of some people, but I think we're just gonna like
We might just have to do it all production wise in the studio.
in the studio, like some samples of things that they have on the program, and
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Orange County is where you kind of like you said you're like an Orange County band because that's where you play the most and all
Yeah.
these things. How do you feel the scene is in Orange County right now? Because I know like Burger Records was crazy in like 2013,
Oh, yeah.
2014, like Beach Goth, the
Yeah.
Growlers.
All that
like-
stuff was and is a big influence on
yeah.
us.
Was that inspirational? Like
Oh,
living in
yeah.
Orange County while that was
Oh
happening?
yeah, most definitely. Like it was like, I don't know, like I feel like it's hard to have that same feeling when I would go to Beach Goth and like all those shows and like seeing those bands, like it was like our own personal like Woodstock, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
It's crazy. And like I don't know if, and being in a band, like we're kind of more on the inside of it, and so like I don't know what it's like on the outside of like fans. Like I don't know if they feel that way now, like for the more like younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
The scene's very passionate about all the local bands, and they take them very seriously.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of like hardcore like people who will like actively listen to and support, you know, all their local bands. So,
For sure. A lot of pride.
Yeah, and being in a band, like being in this band now, it is kind of like being in that inner circle.
Mhm.
So it's a different perspective from like how other people, I guess, view the scene as a whole. But I also kind of felt like that, and I guess got two perspectives. First being like, you know, someone who would go to these shows, and then now I'm like playing these types of shows. So it was definitely like, yeah, it's really cool to
Nice.
just see and just like, you know, the amount of fans and stuff that, you know, like we'll have when we play shows is just like, you know, it just shows how like passionate the OC scene is about, you know, their bands. So that's always cool.
Nice. Yeah. I saw that you said 2019 was full of a lot of change for the band. Going into 2020, like what new things are happening? What are you guys excited about? How does Makeout Reef feel as an entity? You guys in a good place?
yeah. There've been a lot of changes, like bandmates wise. Like if anyone who knows us and like are a fan of us, they would notice that a lot of members would be switching.
Right.
And, like, but this year I would say that we would be focusing on a lot of recording.
Yeah, recording for the majority.
Yeah, because like that's
Over
the most
shows.
important part. of it.
Yeah. I feel like we're trying to get as much recording out as possible rather than, I would say last year we were very like show heavy and less recording wise.
Yeah.
We didn't put as much emphasis on recording, but
Yeah.
this year definitely we're planning
That was
a lot more.
Our touring year.
Yeah, those were
Our touring year.
those were back in the touring days.
Yeah.
Those were in the past.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna try to bunker down and like
Cool.
but it's kind of hard because we always get like show offers,
Yeah.
and then
it's
just
hard.
like,
It's hard to decline them.
yeah, it's just like,
Yeah.
we should play it, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, yeah.
Very fair.
I think it's just also hard being in a band, and like I feel like you kind of get into the circle where you spend most of the majority of your time playing shows, and then you kind of don't really put the same amount of time into recording and putting out music.
Mhm.
It's just mostly like shows, because that's just quicker and I guess easier, you know.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to get like out of that loop and kind of have an equal balance with also putting out like new music, you know, actively kind of having that balance instead of just being in this rut of where you only ever play shows and then you have like an album from like 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's tough to juggle too, since you're all
Yeah,
going
for
to school and like
Yeah,
doing
I
all these
know.
things.
That's
It's like,
it's been hard. It's like because
Yeah.
we do it all ourselves, and like we
Yeah.
don't have a manager or anything, and like we manage ourselves, and like
Or a label.
yeah,
Either like a lot
True,
of like a
that
lot of
too.
local bands too.
yeah.
keep tabs on each other and like when we're gonna meet and like what we're gonna do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing, do you guys have any like favorite Makeout Reef moments? Or like a favorite? I guess you have less to pull from since it's only been about a year.
I have some from I guess seeing the band.
Oh yeah. Like what's a
Not
good
playing.
Makeout Reef moment when you were just a fan?
Well, maybe it was about one of the more earlier times when I would see them, because they're like kind of one of the only bands that I would actively try to go to every show, as you know, as soon as I started to hear about them. I still remember like the first ever show, and then like, you know, the friends of the band at the time would like hand out like pins for the band, and I just like
Nice.
That
would
was
always
me.
wear that. Yeah.
Where was that at? Where was the
that?
first
That
show?
was actually.
yeah, you were there.
Yeah. They did.
You were there, Liam.
They did a
I was the
bunch
one handing out the
in
pins.
2017. They did a bunch of free shows at Etnies skate park near my house.
Oh, cool.
When I lived in Lake Forest, and there's an Etnies skate park there. And in 2017, they just had a bunch of free shows, and then Makeout Reef played, and this was my first time ever seeing them, and they kind of stood out to me. But I just remember like getting those pins and stuff, and then ever since then, I would try to go to every show.
That was a fun
Yeah.
show.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You were passing out the pins.
Yeah, I was the one running around like throwing pins at people. I was like, take this thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any favorite moments come to mind for you guys, or is it all just kind of a
I think
collective?
one of my favorite moments is I actually didn't see it until like a month after the show, but there's this video of us playing the observatory. It was like the observatory show, like the last observatory show we played with the Grins, and it was a video of people from the audience, and they were singing like all singing along to our songs, and I think that's like one of the best
Oh,
moments.
yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that too.
That's
Yeah.
always crazy. And that's like, yeah, I've noticed that too. That is fucking crazy.
yeah?
Yeah,
But,
just playing that show, I think, was a really, honestly, really cool movement.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of people, and it was just like really huge.
Yeah. That show was very memorable. But yeah, when everyone was singing along, that was crazy and so surreal. Like, but my favorite, remember that time when we were playing that backyard show and the power went out?
Yeah. Oh,
and then
yeah.
you were still drumming along to the
Yeah.
song, and like everyone was still singing along to the song, and like that's all you could hear is everyone like singing the lyrics, and like all you could hear is Liam's drums like still going, and like the power went out and everyone's like still like going crazy to it, and then the power came back on like right at the like right moment into like the next verse, and it was like
Damn.
that was tight.
That's
I
cool.
really like that one.
What song was it?
It was She's Not Right. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I remember that show. I remember that moment.
Oh yeah, you were there. Yeah, you were watching.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That
That's
was
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
Damn. Nice. Cool. Well, anything else you want to like mention to your fans, or just any random shout outs or anything you guys want to say?
More music coming 2020.
Yeah.
Swag.
We're excited.
Yeah.
New album, new EP
New EP, new single, Snafu.
Perfect.
coming out.
That's it.
Yeah, I want to hear that one. That sounds
Yeah.
nuts. Train sounds.
Yeah,
and
it's been in the work
Yeah.
for years.
It's been a long time.
stuff. Sweet.
It's overdue.
Cool. One shout out. Thank you, Topo Chico, for sending water and the fridge. You guys are awesome. Shout out to Topo Chico. And yeah,
Big
stay tuned because Makeout Reef are about to play some songs right now. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, we're Makeout Reef. We're Chad's home, and this song's called Existential. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take my car to the sea. In your arms is where I'll be, and we'll go down to the shore if you want some more. Right? It's okay, Sally. Just stay with me, I'll try, don't you say bye-bye. That's what she said to me. Oh please, just stay with me, I'll try, don't you say bye-bye. That's what This song is called Get Here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Waiting by the phone, I'm stuck at home, trying to get to you. Summer sun, I'm on the run all day, trying to chase the truth. It's in your eyes, don't scrutinize the plan. Want you in my hands, talk to you, 'cause no one understands. Oh, she's got nothing to say, but can she now? And I know I want you all day. If it's fine, it all just stops inside. All night, all night, all night, all night. Waiting by the phone, stuck at home, trying to get to you. Summer sun, I'm on the run all day, trying to chase the truth. It's in your eyes, don't scrutinize the plan. Want you in my hands, talk to me, 'cause no one understands. Oh, she's got nothing to say, but get me now. And I know I want you all day. Right, it all just stops inside. Ah. Oh, she's got nothing to say, but can she now? And I know I want you all day. If it's fine, it all just stops inside. All night, all night, all night, all night. Waiting by the phone, stuck at home. Summer sun, I'm on the run all day. It's in your eyes, don't scrutinize the plan. I want you in my hands, talk to me, 'cause no one understands. This next song is called So Slowly.